At least 1,000 years have been added to the timeline. The fall of Rome was actually a worldwide cataclysm. The meltdown is seen throughout the world. You can see the warping and bubbling of the bricks and blocks of Pompeii, and Cappadocia is one of the best examples. This grid meltdown was worldwide, covering everything in ash and pulverized buildings. Look. There was about a 1,000-year time crunch from 476 to 1500, meaning 1500 is actually 500. There was a massive mutant takeover leading up to the collapse or meltdown, which led to the widespread loss or hiding of records. Mutants took over worldwide and rewrote the history. The mutants or clones added 1,000 extra years to inject themselves into the history. Charlemagne and Carolingian architecture did not exist. Rome didn't build anything for like 800 years supposedly. No new aqueducts, no roads, no ports. 700 years. That's why the Roman and Viking period ships are basically identical. They are contemporaries. Look. And these were the ships that supposedly reached America first. So Rome had to too. And then Bulgaria 400 years after the fall has buildings made of Roman cement. Look. But the recipe for Roman cement was lost hundreds of years prior in the fall. And it wasn't rediscovered until the 1800s. There aren't many deserts in Europe, but there is one in Bulgaria because of the meltdown. And this is Bulgaria. We see the meltdown in Spain. We see it in China. None of the stories about the carbon dating or the sediment make any sense. These Roman baths were supposedly buried from a flood, yet the ones in Exeter were purposely built over supposedly. So a supposed tsunami in Turkey wiped out all these animals and ships. Ships were found with items that don't match each other's timeline. These items were supposed to exist hundreds of years apart. The Hippodrome is basically completely buried, just like Battery Wall in New York. And let's get into the coin thing, not just the J or I coins. Coins were restruck to change the dates, as you can see that M is off center. See? And there was a mass editing campaign of coins. Great recoinages or restriking of coins. Arabic and Roman coins from conflicting timelines were found beneath buried Scandinavian cities. And these phoenix buttons or coins were found everywhere from Haiti to Alaska, because Phoenicia was actually part of America. Look, artifacts remained stagnant for hundreds of years. Art was basically static. Not all the events are fake, but there's a massive time crunch of events. Many say Constantine actually lived in the 1st century, and that the Quran was actually written in the 1st century as well. And the Umayyad Caliphate worked to maintain matrilineal Judaism. Let's look at the Umberto Gallery from this local website. The M was added later to add years. History has been manufactured and inverted. Buildings that survived the reset have been repurposed. Buildings that don't support the narrative stay buried. The fall of Rome and the Maya were at the same time. It was a worldwide cataclysm followed by reset wars and subsequent resets. AI has injected and projected parasites into the timeline to alter it.